Journal prompt for today: what helps you reconnect with yourself? So in this video, I will guide you along the journaling process to increase your self-awareness, assess your energy, and align with the source of unconditional love. If you are new to me, my name is Robin Knott, and I am your host of Energy Healing TV and podcast on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, and the founder of the energyhealingschool.com. So if you are ready to journal and go a little bit deeper, grab yours, I have mine, and journal with me. So the step-by-step process I like to use, again, in the journaling to journal is get my mind ready, right? You know how the day can be and your mind's thinking of all the other different things. Just start to focus on the energy healing lifestyle journal is what I call it. Then I write out self-care challenge. So many of you probably remember by now that I have an acronym for self-care. So today is a letter F, which stands for forgiveness. And in my system, my signature system, if you will, best you, it's the letter T, which is for transformation. And then all of that aligns with the energy and the heart chakra, right? So we are assessing our heart chakra energy as well. So then the question, the journal prompt. So remember, we're asking ourselves. So we ask ourselves just as if we were asking someone else. We ask a question and then we wait for a response, right? So I write out our journal prompt. What helps you reconnect with yourself? So remember, the theme this week has been about losing ourselves, what it feels like to lose yourself when we're over-focused on everyone else. Being an empath, right? Taking on all this other energy, trying to solve other problems or be the healer, right? But we lose ourselves sometimes, quote unquote, lose ourselves sometimes in the process. We don't really lose ourselves, but it feels like it because our energy is away from us completely. So what helps you reconnect with you? And again, it's really about focus, right? Where's your energy at? How do you get to feel you again? So what came up for me, I like to share a little bit of like real life examples, if you will. Grounding, of course, came in. So whether that means that you're outside earthing, which I got to do today, I was so excited just to share my little win for the day. It got up to 50, which is not warm, but warmer than it has been. And the sun was shining a bit, so my granddaughter and I went for a walk out in nature today, so that was amazing. But grounding, earthing in that way, and also mindfulness techniques, right? Really focusing on this physical body, pulling it all in, using our five senses, our human senses, to help us feel connected and grounded within ourselves, right? By the way, let me know, I think it's only on YouTube right now. I have a meditation video that'll it's brief, like just under 5 minutes, I think, that kind of walks you in so you can focus on your body, just pulling you into your body to ground within your body. If you're interested, you can check that out, which incorporates the self-awareness as well, right? So journaling is part of that too. Remember, our journaling is about increasing our awareness, assessing our energy, and aligning with the source of unconditional love. So having that self-awareness, pulling our attention inward, focusing on my own beliefs, my own emotions, my own thought processes. And that can be a challenge, again, as we're an empath, feeling all that energy outside of us. People come to us for help, right? We want to help them, but pulling that all back in. And sometimes, have you been in those situations where maybe someone wants your help, or you want to help and maybe they don't really want your help? But either way, your belief systems are different. So it makes it even more challenging, right? But we don't have to adapt to the other person's belief. We don't have to fight it, but we don't have to accept it as our own either, right? So pulling in and making sure that we're being true to ourselves in this process as well. And then, of course, forgiveness. Allowing forgiveness to occur as needed. That could be for myself. So forgiving myself for those times when I let my attention get too far away from me again. Forgiving myself for the times when I don't take care of me, right? Forgiving myself for those times where the humanness took over and I started projecting out that ick, right? That humanness, ego, defenses, personalization, whatever it may be that's not in alignment with the source of unconditional love. Forgiving myself for that. And then intentional gratitude, meaning really focusing on things that I'm grateful for. So recent for me even, right? So a lot of energetic stuff going on. I don't have to tell you that. Look at the state of the world right now, right? So a lot of that energy gets heavy. And journaling is a great thing, and it helps us have that focus, but sometimes we need more than that, right? So please don't just rely on the journaling process alone. It's just one tool that we can use. But in doing this, it helps me see and be aware of my energy when it's getting heavy and when my thought processes are focusing on the doubts and the negativities and the contrast and the inner conflicts, right? When my outside world isn't matching what I want or what I think I want. Kind of gearing towards burnout, right? So having that awareness. And again, forgiving self when you're just not doing the things you need to do to take care of you. You guys ever do that? Like it almost feels like that another task, another duty, right? So you're just not doing it. However, when you do that, it just gets worse. You feel it worse. The energy gets heavier. So forgiving yourself when you cycle through that again. But having that intentional gratitude to help shift the energy away. So refocusing not on the things that we don't have, not on all the struggles, not that we're avoiding or dismissing or minimizing them, but also not avoiding, dismissing, or minimizing the things we do have that we can be grateful for too, right? Focusing away from the humanness. I know I journaled on that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find it. To receive the love from source that is always given. So sometimes again, when we find ourselves in those moments of need, right, when we could use some help and we're not receiving help from other humans, we're not receiving it in the ways that we want or kind of need. I don't know that we need it, but that would be more helpful. Instead of having that resentment that tends to come in because that what about me can hop in through the ego and the humanness, right? Shifting and refocusing and stopping self from having the expectations of others because we're all on our own journey and our own path, right? And we're allowed to be, like it's all of our free will to be. So refocusing within to see what's within my control, if you will, as a human being in this human experience, and also reshifting that love that we want to receive from others instead of wanting to receive that from other humans who may or may not be ready to give it or give it in the ways that we can receive it, to reconnect right with spirit because it's always given, right? The source of unconditional love, it's always given, it's always there, it's always available, and we just need to be open to receive it. So in this journaling process, it reminds me of that too, right? Which is very clearing, and that helps ground me as well. That helps me come back into me to feel that connection, to even be lifted up out of that heavy, gunky, icky feelings, right? Having gratitude for that shift in the energy, for having that love that's always available to us. And then seeing more of what we can be grateful for, right? A warm place to lay your head, whether it's your place or not. It's still a place to lay your head, right? And then whatever else it may be for you. Again, this process is meant to be personal for you. So even though I'm sharing some tidbits, some ideas, some perspectives, and my own guide for my own journaling process. Do what works for you, right? Do what works for you. And if you do this journey with me and you're comfortable, share in the comments what it's like for you. What comes up for you? Some aha moments, some shifting moments, some clearing moments. We're like, oh, I recognize this, and I was able to transmute that, or right, we had that transformation. I went from this to this. Excuse me. Also, reconnecting within is just doing something that you enjoy, and others don't have to understand why you enjoy it or why you do it or why you want to do it, or we don't need their permission, right? They don't have to agree with it. There are things that I enjoy, just going outside, even when it's cold, to enjoy some weather. My mother's like, why? So that's what made me think of that. It's like, but it doesn't matter, right? Just because not everybody wants to do that, and that's okay, but I do. So it's okay that I do. What else? I think that was it. The biggest piece in all of that journaling, all of what I wanted to get to, was shifting energy or shifting attention away from the humanness, from other humans, even that human expectation, and leading more into spirit, leading more into the source of unconditional love, being open to receive that, right? And I'm just going to share real quick before we sign off. On Twitter today, I thought, how cool, because I've shared my references before to a chameleon, right? So on Heal Documentary is who posted this, and it says, let your true colors shine and watch the magic unfold. Don't be afraid to stand out, because it's in our authenticity that we find our true strength and beauty. And then the clip image, if you will, that's like typed out that was shared along with that post says, a chameleon was tired of changing himself to fit in. And then quotes, I don't want to hide anymore, end quote. So he turned his camouflage off and suddenly shone the most vibrant, dazzling, magic colors the world had ever seen. And I just thought that was perfect for our theme this week. For other chameleons who also don't want to hide anymore, and you're ready to be you, right? So don't forget, we also have the Be You Challenge coming up. May or may not launch on December 11th, I'm just saying. However, if you want to sign up for that in the pre-launch mode, which is right now at half off, let me know. It's only $22. And I'll get you the information coupon code for that. And if you haven't already, sign up for the Empathic Healers Masterclass, a step-by-step guide to set boundaries and protect your energy, which is always important to do, right? And that also helps us get reconnected with ourselves, when we can say no when it's time to say no, and say yes to ourselves when we need to say yes to ourselves, right? And protecting our own energy and releasing what isn't ours, really just what isn't ours, right? So yeah, that does it for today. Thank you to everyone who hops on. Thank you for sharing your time, your space, your energy with me. And I will see you back here tomorrow. The weeks go by so quickly. We are talking about communication and your truth and throat chakra energy. So take care of you, and I will see you then. So much love.